Hello, sixth grade. In this presentation, we're going to learn how to write an argumentative opinion. So you can find argumentative opinion pieces about anything from which animal you should get as a pet to more controversial or political topics and anywhere in between, really. So we're going to learn how to structure an argument. And we're going to do that by learning some key phrases that you can use. So to introduce what you're talking about, you can say some of these things. I think dogs are the best pets. Or for this reason, I think people should read more. Or I feel that it is important to study every day. Or I am sure that if you exercise, you will feel better. Or it is certain that school should teach art. Or I am writing to say that you should read the book Matilda. These examples, when you introduce, you need to make it clear what your opinion is. Making your points. So telling people what you think, you can use these words. Firstly, secondly, thirdly. So these are really good for your body paragraphs and your argumentative opinions. Firstly, you should have a dog because they love to play and it will be fun for you. Secondly, you should have a dog because they like to be pet and cuddled and it's nice to have affection. Thirdly, you should get a dog because it is easy to train them. Okay, furthermore means like also. So furthermore, in addition, also, those all mean the same thing, but it's good to switch them up because we don't want our paper to sound the same throughout. We don't want to recycle the same words over and over again. Remember how we talked about it's great to have variety in your writing. For this reason, you can say words in more than one way. Finally is good for your last point of your argument. Finally, you should get a dog because, I don't know. Besides the previous reasons I stated, you should get a dog because, again, and moreover are also words that mean like in addition or also, furthermore. Similarly, surely, certainly, if then. So if you want a animal that will keep you company, then you should get a dog because they're social creatures. Because, likewise, we're going to look at an example of likewise because that's kind of a harder word. So likewise means like an addition. So it means in a similar manner. So Margaret enjoys playing tennis on Saturdays. Jeremy likewise. That means Jeremy also likes playing tennis on Saturdays. To add details in your arguments, you can say things like, for example, I had a dog as a child and he loved to play with me. in fact, we can go back to the example about schools should teach art. In fact, teaching art helps children learn how to be creative and process their emotions. For instance means like for example. As evidence, and then that's where you put in something that supports your opinion. As evidence, in a survey done by schools, they found that blah, blah, blah. In support of this, we should have art classes. These are ideas you can use to end your argument. For these reasons, because remember, when we end what we are writing, we need to wrap it up with a conclusion. You don't just write your last reason and put down your pencil and say, I'm done. You have to, it's like you're wrapping a present. It's like you're tying the bow on your present, tying everything together, okay? So you have to explain and give a little summary of what you already talked about. For these reasons, you should get a dog. One, firstly, secondly, thirdly. As you can see, it is very beneficial to read every day. In other words, so if you're saying something and maybe it's a little complicated and you want to make sure your readers understand, it might help to phrase it differently. So in other words, and then you say it a different way. On the whole means like in general. In short means in summary, to resume, to say it in a shorter fashion. Without a doubt, that's an example of strong language, which is good for argumentative writing. In brief is another way of saying like in the summary. Undoubtedly, again, strong language. Undoubtedly, we should have art class because here are some other useful words and what they mean. So reasons, you need to make sure you have several reasons in your arguments and that you back up your reasons with support. Arguments, you need arguments for and against. So if it's for something, like if someone is arguing for getting a dog, they want you to get a dog. If someone is arguing against getting a dog, they don't think you should get a dog. Unfair, something is not fair, you could say. It's not fair that some people get paid too low, for example. Pros are the advantages and cons are the disadvantages. So now that's a lot of words. So we need to look at an example because it might be a little confusing just to hear so many words, but how do we really use them? How do we put them together in an argument? And that's what I'm going to show you next. So, 1 moment, I'll get the paper out here. Where is it?